Here we are, guys, at probably the most iconic shot here at Winthrop. I've seen a bunch of videos of pros trying to hit this ace. Now let's go toss some plastic. And we've made it to the famous Winthrop University disc golf course. I'm really excited to get this round going. We have hole one, 200 feet downhill. You want to go with a nice flick sidearm shot or something very understable to get a strong right turn down to the basket because we have this very tricky mando. We are going to start with the P-Waka Waka. I don't think I've ever thrown the P-Waka Waka on hole one, so hopefully it works out for us. Don't roll. Oh, we cut rolled a lot. That was a very poor first shot. Let's see if we can make a long one to get this round started. Well, the P-Waka Waka somehow defied gravity and rolled way uphill. We have left ourselves a long one, but it is fun. Probably about 65, 70 feet downhill for the two. Come on. Oh my goodness. You never expect to start off with a banger of a putt like that. Let's get started. Let's go. You guys saw the lean. I know you saw the lean. It was there, and it's what put the disc in the basket. Hole two, 255 feet. Dead straight. It is kind of a tunnel shot, and like I said, guys, we do not have T signs, so I will just be using the rangefinder to get the footage for us today, and we are going to full send it with our Envy. Oh. Well, that was a horrible throw, but a fantastic kick. We will take that. Well, we've left ourselves another very long putt, probably about 75 feet. Let's see if we can try to hit the back-to-back to start our round off. Oh, that was a pretty good run. I'll take that. For the par. Hole three, 297 feet. Dead straight. It does go uphill quite a bit. And guys, I am absolutely devastated. I just pulled out that old PFN bar stamp cheetah. That was an amazing gift from a subscriber. I introduced it to the channel. I did the whole shebang through it, and I think it was absolutely perfect, and I forgot to hit record. So we are gonna go up there and see where it landed. I'm super bummed, but we are gonna go with our hex. Hold the turn. All right, pretty nice shot. I think it's gonna be a longer putt though. It's not as exciting as I thought. The cheetah did land where our bag is, so they were actually almost identical shots. The cheetah just looked a lot better doing it. We have left ourselves about 32 feet for the two. Let's go. The putting is feeling really good today. I'm just in a really good mood today. Let's go. One thing I'm going to address right away is why we didn't play the long layout. There is a few reasons for that. I have filmed 9,000 foot courses before, and guys, it takes forever, 6 to 8 hours for those, and that's with T signs and a dead course. Playing 800, 900,000 foot holes with no T signs can be very challenging, very frustrating. If it was a place that I was going to be for a couple days and I could play it once or twice, then maybe I would consider it. But right now, it's not worth it. And plus, I've had a situation like this at Idlewild that when you try to play the long, sometimes those baskets aren't even in. They just put them in when the Pro Tour comes around. And a few times there, I was throwing at baskets that didn't exist. Hole four, it's only 208 feet, but we do have a mando up there, so we have to get to the right of that tree. We need something with some good stability to crash into the left for us. So we are gonna go with our Kia. Hook up, hook up, hook. Oh my goodness. Wow, we sailed that one. I probably should have went with the Rhino, but hopefully we can knock that putt down. There's really no reason to leave ourselves a 30-foot putt on a 200-foot hole, but here we are. Hopefully we can knock this one down for the 2. Nope, that's not a good putt. Not a good putt at all. For the 3, hole 5, this is a fun one. 379 feet, way downhill, dead straight. You can't really go for some big hyzer shot because you will get caught up in the woods over there. We are gonna full send our champion arc. I really hope we don't overturn this thing because we have been having some issues with it lately. Yep, we overturned it. Oh. Man, I think I've overturned that disc the last like 5 times I've thrown it. Not ideal. Fortunately, the arc did kind of turn and burn and end up not in a terrible spot. It's still frustrating when you're not hitting the lines that you want to. We have left ourselves another long one, probably about 55 feet for the 2. Oh, I've been going pretty deep lately on my long putts. I'm not sure why. For the 3, hole 6, 256 feet. It is quite a bit uphill. You can see the basket dead straight. We are gonna have to go with the hyzer shot, most likely a skip shot, to be able to get to the basket because the ceiling is so low. You guys can see the people up there in that big tanker truck. This course is suffering really bad with flooding. It's been raining nonstop the last handful of days. That was another reason that I didn't play the longs. And as you can see, not too long ago, this tee pad was actually underwater. It's very slick, very muddy. You hate to see it, but we are gonna full send it with our scepter. Get up there. Oh. Dang, we skipped a lot more than we wanted to. That's gonna be another long putt. The scepter landed nice and propped up on this rock for us. Again, guys, I do apologize for the generator / water pump over there. I know it is quite loud. We have left ourselves about 32 feet for the 2. Oh, not a great putt. There's a lot of stuff going on right here. We have a generator, a tanker truck, a bunch of people walking. Hopefully we can get focused up here. One weird thing about Craig is he always brings a grapple everywhere he goes and he just kind of throws it everywhere pretending he's like Batman and stuff. It's really bizarre. But today he met his match and this is reason number 13. I tell everybody to always leave your grapple at home. Only use it for emergencies. Yep. He won't do that again. Hole 7, U-Disc has this at 299 feet. The basket is tucked in the middle of all of those trees up there, and we are gonna try our beautiful bar stamp cheetah again. We remembered to hit record this time, so let's see what this thing can do. Hook up, please. Hook up, please. Oh. We did go in the tree. That thing does fly good for being from the 90s. If it wasn't DX, I would definitely bag it. So we are in the middle of this tree. Hopefully the Waka Waka can get out of this situation for us. We have about 70 feet, big Annie putt for the 2. Oh my goodness, Hunter. Not good. For the 3, and remember, there's nothing wrong with the X plastic. This disc is just far too pretty to beat up. Hole 8, 292 feet. It looks like we're gonna have to go with another skip shot again. We're gonna go with the hyzer, and we have a pretty low ceiling. The basket is in line with all of these trees. It's just at the very end, so we are gonna go with our Firebird. Oh, don't hit the tree. All right, I think that was a pretty good throw. It should be a 20-foot putt for a much needed 2. Hole 9, 289 feet, dead straight, slightly downhill. As you can see, there is water behind the basket. That's usually pretty avoidable, but with all of the flooding, it has creeped up quite a bit, and the wind is starting to pick up. But I think for the last time, we are gonna send our bar stamp cheetah. All right, it's time to put the Cheetah away. It's not doing us any favors, and we really got to focus up and get a good round going. And here we are yet again with another 60-footer, slightly downhill for the 2. Oh, that one was really close, and it's rolling. For the par, Hole 9 break, and the first thing that I want to bring up is the fact that yes, I did leave Charlotte. If you guys watch my vlog series, I give an in-depth explanation on why those decisions were made. So if you haven't yet, once this video is wrapped up, go check it out. I want to tell you guys what it was like on my Christmas day, spending it in the parking lot of Scrapyard Disc Golf Course in Charlotte. It was absolutely downpouring, and it has been downpouring for the last handful of days in this area. And I think because Scrapyard is such a played course with the water carries, that people think that it's a good opportunity to try to sneak into that water to find some discs. I saw not just 1, but 2 people in just their underwear coming out of those woods like they just got done diving in that water. Now, the really surprising part was not the fact that I saw people in their underwear. Guys, when you spend a lot of time at public parks, that just becomes a regular occurrence. It was the fact that they were walking out of the woods with no clothes in their hand. Like that's how they drove to the course. That's how they left the course. They had one objective, and they just walked out with a bag and a couple cold ones that they were slamming back. And the other thing that caught me off guard is I was just laying on my bed in Greta, and all of a sudden I heard someone pull up next to me blaring some of the best electronic music that I've ever heard. As I rolled out of bed full of energy wanting to go talk to this guy, he pulled one of the biggest party fouls you can possibly do, in my opinion. If you do not have ad-free music, please quit blaring it when the ad hits, because needless to say, the vibe really fell off the map when we went from great electronic music to a long advertisement on Preparation H, you know what I mean? So needless to say, my Christmas was a little unorthodox, but you know what? It was pretty entertaining. Hole 10, UDisc has this at 380 feet. This is a hole that is very popular when the Pro Tour is here. You can go for this big turnover shot over the water or this bailout hyzer lane. I probably would go for it normally, you guys know I would, but I can't put into words how soupy and how much clay is around here right now. The shoes are just completely mucked up. The flood really tore this course up, so we are just going to take our Halo Boss, whip it out really wide to the right, and hopefully skip towards the basket. Hooking up. Not much ground play, but that second shot is going to be very scary. Well, we have left ourselves 113 feet to the basket. As you can see, the water is right behind it. It does appear to be slightly downhill. I think I can put my hammer that far, and if I don't, it shouldn't go in the water. So hopefully we can give it a nice, safe run. Oh, that was a really good run. For the 3, hole 11, 392 feet, dead straight. We do have kind of a low ceiling coming in here, and as you can tell, guys, this tee pad and pretty much everywhere along these water holes is just covered in geese poop. You absolutely hate to see it. It's very disgusting. I'm gonna try not to step on any of it. Hopefully the Hex can give us a nice putt. Oh man, that's so bad. All right, well, the good news is we avoided the geese poop. The bad news is that was a really bad shot. The Hex did get us pin high, but it did leave us another 60-foot putt. Hopefully we can knock another one down some point throughout the round. Oh, man, we're all over the basket. We're just not getting them to land right now. For the 3, here we are, guys, at probably the most iconic shot here at Winthrop. I've seen a bunch of videos of pros trying to hit this ace through the doorway. We're on hole 12. The rangefinder has it at 335 feet. We are gonna full send it with the Hex, but it looks like we're gonna have to do an old school eviction up there. We have a lot of geese hanging around the basket. It's been a while since we've had to do one of these on the channel. Shout out to McGrath, but let's go move them out of the way. Get. Uh-oh, we have a problem, guys. They're not very fazed by me. I'm kind of worried that they're gonna evict me, to be honest, but they're not really moving. Should get paid to do this. Herding geese, my true calling card. Get through. Oh, we hit a little high. This stinks. The geese really stink, but I know I'd feel really terrible if I injured one, so we'll take it. For the 2. Oh, that was a good putt. That was a good putt. You hate to see it. You hate to see it. Hole 13, 378 feet, dead straight. We do have a pretty low ceiling here and a handful of trees we have to avoid. We are gonna full send our Corvette. Get around it. Oh my goodness. We were lined up dead straight on that tree the entire way. Well, after our tree hit, we still have 134 feet. And guys, I did find a spot in my bag for this old Gummy Pro Rhino. I can putt with my hammers around 100 feet. And then from 100 feet to about 170, I used to always fan grip my Envy, but it would get pretty slippery. So this is my fan grip approach disc with the thumb track. It's really nice, and hopefully we can get a good shot with it. Perfect, that is exactly what we need it to do. For the 3, hole 14, 296 feet, dead straight, slightly downhill. As you guys can tell, we cannot go for some big hyzer shot because then we will contend with all of those trees. So we are gonna full send our hex, put it on a slight ante, and hopefully it hooks up at the end. Oh, hook up, please. I threw that well. Hook up. Oof. We actually went quite a bit deep on that one, but we should be able to knock that putt down. My goodness, we just sailed past the basket on that one. I'm not really sure what's gotten into us. We started off very strong and now we are definitely struggling. We've left ourselves a 40-footer for the 2. Jeez, we have been just beating up the tripod lately. Hole 15, UDisc has this at 233 feet. This is our first tunnel shot situation on this course with a very slippery tee pad. It is quite a bit uphill. We are gonna full send it with our champion Rhino. Oh, it's slippery. Get up there. All right, I think that should be pretty good. Well, we did manage to land right behind this big tree up here, forcing ourselves to either go with a straddle or ante putt. I am gonna take the ante putt, probably about 41 feet for the 2. Oh my goodness. Good putt, good putt. Hole 16, UDisc has this at 183 feet. It is a tight, very downhill shot. It's gonna be really hard to not go past the basket into the street. We are gonna go with the splice. I'm gonna throw it on a little flick. I'm hoping the overstability will make it crash down soon and hopefully avoid the road. All right, I think that was actually really good. The splice really came through for us on that one. I don't think there's any other disc in my bag that would have put the brakes on like this one did. Much needed birdie. Hole 17, the rangefinder has it at 243 feet, and without question, the most gorgeous tee shot of the round. These are the kind of holes that just make you love playing disc golf. There is a lot of water behind the basket. As you can see, you definitely don't want to hyzer out at the end of your flight, but we are gonna full send it with our Envy. Well, it was a good shot, but it wasn't a very exciting one. For the 2. And rounding off our day here at Winthrop, we have this iconic tee pad out here on the dock, hole 18, 320 feet, quite a bit uphill. We are throwing onto the side of a hill as well, so a rollaway could send you all the way back to the water. We are gonna full send our champion arc and hopefully end on a good note. All right, not a great shot. It's gonna be a long and scary putt. This shot is way more uphill than it looks from down there on the tee pad. Very difficult hole. We have left ourselves probably 65 feet to the elevated basket for the 2. Oh, decent run. For the 3. That wraps up today's video at Winthrop University in Rock Hill, South Carolina. And guys, the first thing I'm gonna say is today I will not be giving Winthrop a rating. I just feel like it would be unfair of me to give Winthrop a solid rating with all of the flooding that this course has just recently experienced. One thing that I will bring up that really took me off guard about Winthrop is the fact that it has 0 tee signs for either layout. It was very disappointing, and it makes playing a lot more difficult, especially that longer layout, because it is going to take you a while to understand where you're going and where you're throwing, and it feels like you're absolutely glued to U-disc. As far as on the course, as you guys could see, there is an extreme amount of goose poop. I don't know if there's anything they can really do to help that. I've seen a lot of courses that have that issue, but the other thing about Winthrop that really took me off guard is there is a ton, and I mean a ton, of fire ant colonies. As you guys can tell though, Winthrop is absolutely gorgeous. It's on a nice piece of property. A lot of the tee pads were covered in muck and leaves. I don't know if they maintain that better or if it's an off season. I don't know what the deal was, but the tee pads were a struggle today. But as far as the course goes, you will never get bored. You're always on your toes. Each hole is different. You have to deal with things like elevation loss and elevation gain, as well as ceilings. A lot of the holes are a lot trickier than you think because they have very low ceilings, and it forces you to look at different options such as skip shots and anything else that may help you get to the basket, which I absolutely love. Another really cool factor about these big Pro Tour courses is you get to stand, experience, and see everything that you've seen on the screen for so long. It's a lot of fun to make runs on those iconic baskets and play the iconic holes and tee shots. And as I said, guys, I will not be giving Winthrop a rating today. I just don't think it's fair of me to do so. The course, as you guys can see, is obviously in very rough shape right now, and I'd like to think in the summer, in the full swing of things, it's in a lot better shape. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Now it's your turn to go toss some plastic.